So it's really interesting. During the prayer, which I just got, or just did, we're looking at Hierophant and Strength. Hierophant and Strength. We're going to talk about this. Why does this feel really dark over here? I hope y'all can see this on replay. If not, I'm so sorry. Ooh, I don't know. I was just led to turn this card over. It's the Sun. And there's the Seven of Cups again in reverse. Okay. And then it just exposed itself, and there's the Three of Swords. All right, cool. And over here, we're looking at the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You'll bring honor to us all. Yep. I mean, I know America is lacking honor, but the song of You'll Bring Honor to Us All is about someone not being themselves. So that ain't it. Right? Okay. I need the light coming from the monitor. You'll bring honor to us all. All right, Hierophant, Strength. What are we talking about? Tradition, conformity, morality, ethos, inner strength, bravery, compassion, and focus. Are these in competition, or are these... The Hierophant and the Strength. Why are my hands so cold? What are you saying? Okay. Okay. So, on one level, this Hierophant and the Strength card, what I heard, I can't say it exactly because I heard it in three different ways as it was coming through, but it was essentially about the American people of like, I wish I can say it the way that I just heard it. I can't remember exactly how I just heard it, but it was, it's like almost like believe in the strength of the American people, or the biters love you too. It's almost like believe in the strength of the American people. Like, don't, essentially don't give up, because, oh, okay, so there's like protection here, protection of the institutions, the real institutions, not what they've become, but what they actually like stand for, ethics. And even though there is a conformity, uses a word, it's not conformity in the sake of, blandness. It's conformity in the sake of having the ideals and sharing the same ideals, mores, and values. And because morality is the other word here. So it feels like, and they're both major arcana. So it's like feeling like all is not lost. That's what it feels like. All is not lost. We know what they did. We know they did the shenanigans to get there with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We know that. And we know that their aim, allegedly for entertainment purposes, is to leave us destitute. But this card, this Five of Pentacles, it's in the reverse. So once again, what I'm hearing again with this particular messaging is that help is on the way, and that there will be recovery, relief, and a positive change. These are the words on here. So it doesn't have us out in the cold as they're working so hard to do. And whoever they is, you'll have to figure that out for yourself. But the ultimate goal will fail. Their ultimate goal will fail. And this is interesting because this is talking about a lack of focus. And we have already talked about the fact that after my dream, about the orange guy biting it in December 7th of 2025. This is how I'm going to word it. After my dream of it, everything went helter-skelter. Everything was all over the place. From Venezuela to Greenland to Nigeria to Cuba to Ira to everything's all over the place. And nobody knows what to do until that little short guy from the Blue Star comes in. And now that he's gone, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, they're even more without a sale. Now we're doing stupid shit like testosterone therapy for people who don't actually need it. And apparently, the joke that we made about Keggy Boy needing it, like being the one using it, apparently that wasn't a joke. Apparently that was the truth, because now he's covering it up by trying to make everybody else do it. Meanwhile, oh my God, that crazy rep. Whoa, that Miller dude. Whoa. And I'm not even talking about the insane one. I'm talking about the violent one. Is also on, if I'm not mistaken, or one of them are also on testosterone therapy. So testosterone don't help your little thing get longer, right? No, right? Doesn't it actually make it shrink up? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't do it, so I don't know. Anyway, but okay. Now it's really interesting because, like I said, I also received a turnover of this one, which is the Sun card, and it's in reverse, so it's not success right off the bat. This is what's happening here? Because the words here are negativity, depression, sadness, and false positive. Okay, and I'm getting chills. That's what I thought. I thought it shrinks you while it buffs you, because your other guy really isn't muscular. It's like vascular, isn't it? Like the little guy is vascular. He's not actually a muscle, I don't think. I think he's just vascular. I don't know. If it was a muscle, never mind. Stop. You're going too far. Okay. I think it's just like vascular and cartilage or something. Anyway, that's how I know God has a sense of humor. Oh shit! I forgot to give him a way to pee. Here's an out. Let's make it more useful. What? Oh man. Oh, it's a defective model. Let's make a woman. Or maybe a woman was made first. And then it's like, wait, how do we propagate the species like this? We can't make her into a seahorse. I don't know. What if a woman was made first? I mean, it would make more sense. Especially since everything starts out female. Everything starts out female. That feels extremely resonant. And I kind of think that's the way it goes, is that female was first. That's weird. Because she would not have needed protection in a perfect garden if we're going with that story. So it wouldn't make sense for... Nobody said which came first, the rooster or the egg. It would make way more sense for a female to have been first. Especially because when you are... I think every single animal in zygote phase is a female first. And in fact, I heard the double X or the extra gene that makes men is actually like disappearing. So I don't know how that's going to work for these. Listen, I'm a mom of 3 boys. So it's not I hate men. It's I hate the patriarchy. Because I got a feeling they changed too many stories for me. Especially because, hold on. Wait, I'm not done. Because I'm having realizations right now. Especially because the keepers of the earth, right? The tribal nations, the wild women, were all female led matriarchies. I mean, hell, look at a bumblebee. And like we just talked about the ant, you kill the queen, you kill the whole colony. Females are first. So it's about hiding the truth. That's what this is. And while this is not on the female level, this is on this what they're doing here, to distract and to dissuade the American people. Again, the sun is depressive. If you don't have sun, you do have depression. The sun is a natural antidepressant. I don't know about this sun. I really don't. Because when I get out there and I get hot, I get depressed. But there's a reason why you got to go outside and touch grass, because it actually is natural medicine. And you touch grass barefoot because the earth is also natural medicine. In fact, when you think about it, these very capitalistic men have created barriers between earth and us. Fudge. I mean, there's a yin and yang to everything, of course. There's masculine, female, blah, 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 to everything. But, so maybe it is likely that they both were at the same time. However, science doesn't say that we are both at the same time. Science, biology, says females come first. Females house generations even while they're in their mother's womb. And men sprinkle the grass every day. Or the shower tiles. Interesting. Okay. Let me, I don't know where we're going with that, but I'm going to pull back from that for a second. All right. So this is distortion. That's what this is. This is absolute distortion. They're trying to create barriers between you and your actual natural power, because our natural power is strength. The natural order of things is actually following the order of things: compassion, empathy, care, morality, ethics. Those things are innate. You know, even if it's a Hierophant, though, it's also with a crown. And I'm going to go with the crown here in respect of spirituality, in the respect of the spiritual nature of us, why we're actually here. So none of this shit makes sense. This is why these things keep breaking down. The dictatorships, the patriarchies. This is why this shit breaks down and why it isn't sufficient. It just never lasts. It's not because places die in 250 years. It's because men need testosterone therapy. I should have been a comedian. Anyway. Right. Even the earth we call Grandmother Earth. Or Mother Earth. Well, we call her Mother Earth in the non-native traditions. But yeah, Earth is always referred to as female. Grandmother Earth makes absolute sense because grandmothers are the wisdom keepers. Grandmothers outlived men. This just makes so much freaking sense. I've been struggling with this male-female dynamic since I saw the spider in 6th grade. We went to Parrot Jungle and they were pointing things out. But there was this moment where there's a huge banana spider in the tree, and then there was a small banana spider in the tree, huge web. And the guy goes, I believe it was a guy, tour thing for our school. He says, which one is the male and which one is the female? And everybody, you know, the majority of the class said, the big one is the male and the little one is the female. And he said, nope. And he said, which one do you think catches the flies? Or, you know, feeds the family, basically. And people were saying, the men, the little male guy somehow does that. And he was like, no. And he says, watch this. And he flicks a piece of leaf onto this web. And the little spider goes up and knocks it off. And he said, the woman provides, the man protects. That's how it goes. And then when I learned about lions, I'm like, what? And penguins, what? The woman provides, the man protects. And if you look at single households, it's usually female for many reasons, but if a female is left to take care of her family, she will. She will provide and protect. If a man is left to take care of it, he will get married again. That's usually how it goes. Females will stay single for 30 years if they have to, if they want to. So it's real interesting the lies that we bought into. But again, that's what I'm talking about. This is about deflection. This is about the smoke and mirrors. But with this Seven of Cups in reverse, this is showing that people are starting to see through the haze of the smoke and mirrors. People are getting a reality check. Men don't know how to run the country. They do not. Not by themselves. And women who hold water for patriarchy don't know how to run the country either, because they keep deferring to men. But when you have a diverse group of people, their abilities, and by abilities I mean like disability abilities. I don't mean like the mediocrity that we have running. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the differences of people. Like, it takes a physically disabled person to tell you, give me a ramp, or give me an elevator, or give me an escalator, or, lower the counters, raise the toilet, or whatever it is. So it takes all the comforts we enjoy is usually because somebody couldn't and had to speak up about them. I was on 2 different productions before I left Georgia. Actually, no. Well, no, yeah. Okay, so sorry, I had to think about it. One production was a Mark Wahlberg movie, totally run by men. Women got assaulted physically. I was one of them. One of the other extras touched my ass, and I complained, only to hear from other women that he has been gross on different sets before. I complained to the point where they were telling me they really wanted me to come back. What could they do? Because I was already in film that had already been shot, and they didn't want to do it again. I was a feature extra. I wasn't like an actual actor in that one, but he was a featured extra also. And so they didn't want to lose him either, just because it would mean going over. But when I say they watched that man like a hawk that next day, and the only reason they did is because I contacted the female who was the talent agent, who contacted the other female who actually was on set too. And so that female had everybody watching, right? And then on top of that, they had us out in the cold, because it's Georgia. It was December. They had us out in the cold, and it had rain. So our clothes were getting destroyed. And we had to wear our own personal clothes. Like, I had to wear my own boots. My boots were destroyed. I had to trash them. So they had us out in the cold. They didn't remember to, like, give us breaks. Like, the little female PAs had to tell them, hey, according to da-da-da, we have to do this. Horrible set. When they did a commercial with pretty much all women, there were some men there, like one of the camera crew. I actually knew him from high school, so it was pretty cool. Those women had everything taken care of. They had thought of everything. They checked for our comfort. They checked for our, like, did we have enough water? They made sure our food was good. They made sure that we were comfortable, like weather-wise. Is it too hot? Is it too cold? They made sure that that when we came in for dress rehearsal, they made sure everything fit, or if it didn't fit, they were like, just tell us what you're looking for. And then they went out and shopped for it. I don't have nails. They didn't tell me I had to have nails because they were going to do our nails. And then they saw my nails. They're like, oh my God. So they called this woman and had this woman come in. They, and they paid her extra, of course, had her come in who could work on shaping nails for me to have nails through some rich person gel stuff. Like they were so meticulous and empathetic and compassionate and just amazing. And then even while I was on set, they just kept telling us, you guys are doing amazing. They would walk up to me and were like, that was a great job. You know, the difference between the men and the women, male run, women run, different. And then I had another commercial that I did, run by men. It was another bad experience. Another bad experience. And they did not make sure we knew where to be. They didn't make sure we knew what time to show up. They didn't make sure anything. Like I didn't even know I was working the in the election. I didn't even know what time I needed to be there or what day I needed to be there. And then they're calling me like, "Hey, we need you today." I'm like, "I'm at work." So, it was so different. So sandwich between a male production, a female production, and then a male production again is like, no. So you got to have, if not all female, then at least a mix. And females have to not just be supporting; they need to also be in lead. They need to also have say. And so that's what's really interesting. But like I said, they are doing this deflection. They are trying to, again, getting rid of DEI was like hilarious. Only for them to go, we need to hire more vets. You do know vets fall under DEI. Like, you think taking care of the vets now, a year and a half later, after you've cut their benefits, after you've threatened, not to take care of them after they die, like take care of their families or whatever, after you just took some vets off of active people off of a dead list because, oh, that didn't count because technically we were on recess. They wouldn't be over there if not for this asinery that's going on. Yeah, I made that word up. I don't know. So it is deflection. It is trying to be confusion, but they're getting a reality check, as are the corporate Dems. And I hate to use it as corporate Dems because honestly, it's not corporate Dems. It's even a group within that. You know what I mean? Because I don't think being totally against business makes sense either. That's stupid as hell. But businesses aren't people. They're not people, and they should never be counted as such. So that's stupid as hell too, to give an entity whose main focus is profit, not people. It just doesn't make sense. So they're committing all of this. Girl, we can't even count the ways they have insulted our armed forces, and for these people to still have to fight. And I'm promising, I pretty much know why they're still doing it. And it is because of the threat of their pensions, because you can see with it, he threatened Senator Mark. And it was like, who the fuck are you? You just got that job, you little pansy ass. Didn't even like really serve anywhere. You didn't like, oh my God. You just walk around with your little testosterone therapy and think you got something swinging. You ain't got nothing swinging, baby. You got a slit. And you would hope it was long enough to be called a, never mind. Anyway, of course, it's causing frustration and heartache and headache and whatnot. But there's a magician here, and that Nine of Swords has returned, and the Queen of Pentacles is here, and the Seven of Pentacles is here, and the Three of Wands is here, and the Two of Pentacles is here, and the Justice is here, and the Three of Pentacles is here. Y'all, it gets good. It gets good. That's all I'm. That's what I think the ones that hit the table are reminding us is don't give up on us. You know what I mean? Don't give up on us. Fight for us. But the fight is not the way that they're showing it to be. You can tame the lion. Oh, that's the other part. The injuries, the life-threatening injuries, and then they'll fight you on disability. So again, the Three of Hearts, but the Magician is here, and the Magician is not manipulative, not in the upright. In the upright, it is desire, it is creation, it is manifestation. It is a reminder that we are way more powerful than they are. Because sinister and evil and corrupt might have the money, but that gets to be in a place where it doesn't matter anymore. Like, they don't have the character. And if you are a person who has caused such grief and destruction, that shit comes back. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to be with. And it might happen when you are at your lowest. But it's going to happen. It's science. Energy out, energy returned. It's science. You cannot destroy what you put out there. It's science. I'm still fighting it. Oh my God. I'm still looking to see if they're going to give me an appeal. Like, it's crazy, bro. Okay. So, the Nine of Swords here, like I said, it has come back and it's talking about the recovery. So there is a recovery after this. Okay. But we got to face our fear of it. And again, with that Queen of Pentacles coming back, this is benevolence. This is nurturing. This is Mother Earth. You know, this is all of that. So, it's grounded. It's generosity. I do believe you will see some business people, more business people coming out who do not share their values. I think you will see them doing that. Canada's finna have their own. They're going to have their own. And this is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is, again, that hard work paying off. The thing that you're waiting on, coming to light, coming to pass. It's going to happen. And again, the Three of Wands, I told you. First of all, there's the spiritual absolute, right? We got the bars. Negative things will get transmuted into something of positivity. But also, this is that foreign help here. I do feel that we will definitely be getting it. But I also feel this is a look towards tomorrow. I truly believe this is a look towards tomorrow. And that's the thing, Carly, because I'm like, when we sue the government, I was going to say if, but when we sue the government, we're just suing ourselves. You know, like, we're already broke as a government. They can make money all they want to, but then it just loses values. But this is where it's saying, it's like, look towards tomorrow. And I think we're going to be fine. This right here is about, the ups and downs of life, but it's also about our priorities. What are our priorities? We cannot let people escape justice. There can't be, as has happened in every major event of life, from the Nazis to the Jim Crow people to the KKK people to the slave-owning people to the Trail of Tears people, all those people who caused the greatest atrocities to people, they just kept getting invited back, arms open. We cannot. Accountability must be dealt. It has to. And then we can build from that. Then we can go from a Two of Pentacles to a Three of Pentacles. Then we can talk about community and support and teamwork. Then we can do that. But we cannot allow no accountability. We just can't. And yeah, I think we need to go as far as Germany in your flag is banned. They'll create a new flag, but who cares? Your flag is banned. Enough of that bullshit. Your history has died. Your heritage is one of the most evil. And I think it's time to let it go. You know what I mean? So, and there's a chariot against it. So hopefully that means that that is the direction we're going in. Hopefully that means, like, the bars and stars is not America. It just isn't. And hopefully we get let go from this traumatic past that they keep trying to resurrect. And hopefully people see prison for longer than a few months, longer than a couple of years. Hopefully some people see prison for the rest of their life because of the damage they have done to other people's lives. People should have seen prison time over COVID. Inept over COVID. And we're not talking about Fauci. We're talking about the dude who was put at the top again. He should have been in prison. And any communication they had between him and the pharmaceutical companies, like Eli Lilly, all of a sudden he learned their name. They should have been in prison. Like there's a lot of people who should have been in prison. And that I'm praying is going to happen, is that it will go all the way to the top. And I don't care if, like that other guy, you were chewing on a tablet of cyanide during your court hearing. Good. That's one less person to pay for. I can't remember who it was, but it was some kind of real estate dude or whatever. He finally gets in trouble, and at his sentencing, he pops a cyanide pill. Okay, goodbye. Hit you with that AOL sound. Like, for real. So, like I said, that's that Five of Cups there. I don't care. Goodbye. You know, speaking of disappointment, that's the first word on here. Well, and the thing with Gretchen is there's just something really interesting that transpired, I think, at the beginning of his second term, right? But I do think the way they attacked her and what they were planning to hammer her too. This hammer thing, man, it's got to be Mary Kay. And this whole, I think it was accelerationist or something, the kidnapping or whatever. I think that shit scared her, just like it scared Pelosi. You know, like mortality scares people, but for some people, it makes them fight stronger, harder, and hopefully we get to be the latter someday. No, not someday because I don't want to be, but if ever presented with those choices, hopefully I would choose to keep fighting and not get scared. Anyway, so we have the Five of Cups here. This is hope, forgiveness, moving on, and healing. So we got the Five of Cups in reverse this time, and what we've been waiting on. So the reading has a positive spin, but it's just a reminder, it feels like, to quote Jesse Jackson, oh my God, it came right back. Keep hope alive. Don't let this shit change you. Keep fighting. And you fight by being the who's in Whoville. You know, they try to steal your chicken or whatever that bird was called in the Grinch. They steal your presents. They try to steal your joy, but your joy is not in things, it's in each other. It's in nature. They can't take it. They can't have it. And that is your greatest strength. And we talked about this earlier. That's your empathy. That's your compassion. That's your ability to see people, as fellow human beings, no matter what their difference is. Missing a limb, having a different color, having shorter hair, who cares? That is your greatest strength, is understanding that this is still a human being with me. And we're still on this ride in this fight called life together. Okay? And we can recover. We can heal. And that is what it is. And they want you to forget that. They want you to forget that. And this is why they go so hard to destroy the oath of a humanity, which is to take care of each other. This is why they betray you. This is why they try to stick the knives in your back. This is why they're cutting social programs and giving each other more money. But that's okay. They want to weaken you, but their plans are never what your greatest strength and source is. They're just, I would say, just people, but we don't know. Just be in community and be with each other and support each other. As some of these communities do have to go down. They have to go underground. They have to be not loud and proud online, okay? But you will recover. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel is here. You will survive this. You will, oh my God, I love this. You will overcome defeat. You will escape ruin. You will survive. And that is going to piss them off. So make them mad. Keep fighting. They really are a bunch of weirdos. They really, 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 truly are. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That was such a random message. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.